What is good basic acoustic treatment? Now, this question comes to us all the way from Norway, from Tor Erik. And Tor writes, lately I've been researching acoustic treatments for my listening room, but I find it very difficult because there seems to be varied and contradictory schools of thought out there. What? Audio? Contradictory thoughts? Who'd have guessed? There's no differences of opinion here. Some say the most important thing is to treat first the reflection points. Others say you really should leave them alone. Some say bass traps are necessary for good bass. Others say they ruin bass. And they all seem to be backed by valid arguments. So what's your take on this? What should I do? And why are there such varied opinions on this? Well, you know, this is a very opinionated field that we have gotten into. And some of the varied opinions are genuine. Well, most of them, all the opinions are genuine, but you know, some of them are valid. But I think what happens a lot, and this, you see this in everything: food, politics, stereo, community. We take a small subset of facts and we expand upon them with pieces of proof to show that our position is correct. And, you know, I mean, it doesn't take a whole lot of time on Google to build up a case. I don't care what it is. I mean, I could make a case that this scanning device, which uses a laser over here, and you've probably seen them at the market, right? This is how we scan our equipment. Everything comes through here with barcodes, and that's how we keep track of all the inventory and stuff. I could probably make a case that this device is injurious to the health of our workers, right? I mean, let's start. We could say there's a laser beam inside of it, and were I to point it at my eye, that probably wouldn't be a smart thing to do. Possible eye damage. Somebody across the room might see it without, you know, their special glasses on. Carpal tunnel syndrome from, you know, trigger finger over here. What else could we come up with? Oh, I don't know. The plastic is outgassing. So I know this is silly, but I'm trying to make a point that you can pretty much come up with just about any group of arguments. Let's take the one he's talking about, Tor is talking about. We want reflective surfaces, and because let's say I'd walked into a room before, which I've done, and it's overdamped. And you walk into the room, and all of a sudden it feels like you just put earmuffs on, and whoa, all the life is being sucked out of this room. And you listen to it, and yeah, it's clean, and boy, there's no resonances, but it also has lost all of its life. Therefore, ergo, we don't want damped rooms. And then we can go on the internet and we can find all kinds of reasons why we don't want damped rooms. Then we could do the opposite. So I think what we want to do is find balance. And I know I pitched this a lot, but balance is important. Step back from the situation and see if it makes sense. In politics, when I'm not getting into politics, I promise you, but when you see a group of angry people who are outraged at something and saying that the world's coming to an end, or that you know, this group of people is destroying our country, or whatever you think, and you read about it, and you see this focused, myopic view brought by the news media because they give us these small little snippets. It's not them trying to poison the well, it's just that you've got these little blinders on. And I remember, you know, getting scared to death at, you know, my God, the world is as violent as it could possibly be, and I walk outside and the birds are chirping and people are smiling. balance. Little pockets of extreme this or that don't make policy. And so, in terms of the room, go for a balanced approach. Because if you have an overly bright room, it'll sound like you're standing in a bathroom and you'll know it. You need some damping. And you damp it down, but how much? Damp it down enough to where it sounds natural. This room here, even though it's got a lot of all these equipment, it's got a lot of fans and things going on, it is, to my ear, very natural. My voice in this room is not echoey, it's not dead, it's not overly reverberant. So first thing I do when I walk into a room, I sense how my voice, how my foot falls, how my hand clap is sounding. And often I'll listen, if it goes, you need some work. If there's an echo, right? So again, you're going for balance. You don't want it too live, you don't want it too dead. You don't want it oatmeal, but you want it to be neutral sounding. And once you discover that, and once you realize that's what you're looking for, to where your voice and conversation sounds normal, then put your speakers in there and you'll be fine. If there's a specific problem area, deal with that and get rid of that, as opposed to going all this way or all that way. Does that make sense? Okay, time for the shameless plug. I told you I'm going to do this every day for a while. 99% True. It's my new book. It's a fun read. I worked really hard for a couple of years writing it just for you, just so that you get a good laugh. You learned the deep, dark secrets of my life and of the audio industry. And for those of you that are entrepreneurs, I must have tried and failed, 20 times, picked myself up by my bootstrap. I like to say, I'm a 40-year overnight success. So there's a lot of good stuff in the book. Go to Amazon, 99% True, just put it in the search field. It'll come up as a book. And if you don't like to read, buy the audiobook. I would greatly appreciate it. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye.